Hey, welcome back to the show, Everything Under the Sun, where we talk about everything and anything under the sun. New week, new episode. How are you doing? I'm doing great.
Same. I'm doing alright. I I injured my ankle.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Why?
I was playing football,
How?
and then
Oh.
actually I was just walking. I was just walking. I was walking around,
And then?
and the pitch was uneven, and then my left ankle just slipped. And then I
Oh,
and
really?
just like that I tore my ligament.
You tore your freaking
Yeah.
ligament ah?
Very nice.
Oh,
By
shit.
walking, bro. Walking.
Very nice. I wish
Amazing.
I wish we were talking about injuries, but that's not what we're talking about today. In the spirit of Halloween Day and Spooktober, which is today, officially, we are gonna be exploring some horror stories. It's gonna be a horror podcast.
Spooky.
So if spooky podcast,
Horror.
spookcast, if you will.
No, please. Please, no.
But yeah, if you're scared, you can click away right now. If you have the stomach for it, go. I mean, just stay on. Maybe it will scare you, with these stories. Yeah. So I mean, without further ado, strap in, get your whatever you need to feel comfortable.
Popcorn.
Wrap yourself up in a blanket if that makes you feel safe. Because
Dim the lights.
yeah, because we'll be diving into some pretty freaky stories. So I'm on this Facebook page called Malaysia Horror Stories, and man, Malaysians have pretty freaky stories. I mean, there's no way to prove if these things actually happen, or if they just were things that they thought of, But I mean, it's hard to tell. Is what I'm trying to say. But yeah,
Right.
I mean the page, right? Like the page sort of gives me like Mr. Midnight vibes. Do you guys remember Mr. Midnight?
Bro,
Yeah.
I used to love reading Mr. Midnight, man.
Or like Singaporean horror stories. Do you remember the book
Yeah.
that we used to borrow from the library?
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
Singapore Ghost Stories. Something like that.
Kind of freaky. But yeah, without further ado, I'm just gonna get into the first story. It's titled "The Baby Next Door."
I love it
Wow.
already.
Exactly. Okay.
Wait, just to start it off, right? Are you guys like horror fans?
Oh,
Or are you guys like,
no,
No.
not at all. So it's actually
yeah, same.
it's actually very hard for me to read all these and not feel scared. And my room is freaking dark, right? And there's nothing else going on. So I mean, if you guys see
Chill.
a thing moving in the back, I don't know, just try and just leave it in the comments or something. I might die or I might not. Let's see.
Let me know if anything comes up from my cupboard behind.
Oh my god.
behind
Okay,
me.
okay. Enough.
I love it.
I'm focused on the screen, so I can't look at whatever's behind me. So I think we should lay off that for a second. But yeah, without further
Okay.
ado, the baby next
Take
door.
it away, baby next door.
Okay, I gotta go into my storyteller voice. Okay. The neighbor next door had a baby last year of 2020. During the pandemic was really bad. Wow, English off the top, atrocious. we started hearing the crying baby 5 months ago, and when I say crying, I don't mean normal baby cries, but intense screaming and crying. It sounds like the baby was injured or was frightened in a really bad way. The odd thing is,
Oh
the
no.
baby would cry at very specific times in the night, from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. and from 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. We know this because during 9 p.m. we would be in the living room watching TV, and we would notice, and during 3 a.m. her cries would be so loud it wakes us up as well. A few weeks ago, I came back from a night jog around 8:39 p.m. Looking at my watch, I thought to myself, yes, it's crying time. I was walking past the house and planning to go home, and there she was. The toddler left unattended because the parents were tired of her crying, so they let her be. She walked out to the fence of the house and started crying, pointing out in my direction. She was crying intensely and pointing in my direction. I quickly ran into my house and watched her at the side of my fence. But oddly, I was not the one that caused the... sorry. But Ali, she kept crying and pointing out the fence. At that point, I was relieved that I was not the one that was causing the problem, but at the same time, a chill was up my spine because she was pointing at nothing. Fast forward to a few days ago, my grandma came to visit me in the morning and she went back at night around 8:55 p.m. We were still talking and hugging her for goodbyes outside the fence when the baby walked out to the fence for her routine cry. As we saw this happening, my grandma quickly hopped into the car and quickly was on her way home. Soon after she reached, she called and asked, "Did anyone pass away on the opposite house or the street?" We said, "Yeah, a woman passed away on the opposite house 6 months ago." Then my grandma said, "Oh, it's not a woman that she saw. It's more of a shadowy figure that looks like a tall man with a suit." Since then, we decided to pray for the baby until she stops her routine cries one day in the future.
Is that the end?
That's the end.
Wow.
For a first story,
Okay.
oh my gosh, I'm getting goosebumps, guys.
I think it's still alright lah.
For
I think
real?
it's still alright.
Yeah.
Guys, no,
I
I don't
mean-
think you get it. I'm in a freaking dark room. Okay, I think
Bro,
I
all
need
of our rooms are dark. If you can see my room now, my cupboard door is legit like half open because it can't close properly, you know. So I'm just saying, man. Like, I don't know. Tall man in a suit?
I-
Might just be me.
I needed to let some light in so now my frame looks brighter.
Stupid fella.
I can't with these things. And somehow I'm the one reading, dude. I'm crazy. I'm up.
You want us to read? You want one of us to read instead?
I'm good. I gotta. Okay. This next one is also from the same Facebook page, right? But it's more.
Same person?
I don't know if it's from the same person because it's like it works like a college confession page. So basically, they send into the admin, and then the admin will add it for them.
Post.
Yeah. So
I see.
yeah, this one is called a true ghost story. Taxi prank gone wrong, right? So
Sound like clickbait YouTube video.
clickbait. Yeah, I know, right? So okay, I'll just start. I had a friend that used to love doing pranks around the area where we used to live. He would take his phone out, put on the record button, and do his prank. After that, he would upload it to his YouTube channel. Sorry, that was...
Bless.
Maybe I'll try that again. Alright, cue the spooky music. This is the next story. A true ghost story. Taxi prank gone wrong. I had a friend that used to love doing pranks around the area where we used to live. He would take his phone out, put on the record button, and prank people. After that, he would upload it to his YouTube channel. One time, he thought of an idea to prank taxi drivers at night. So let me explain on some taxi basics here. Wow, he's very helpful. Taxi drivers would switch a green light on the front of the dashboard so that passengers would see that the taxi is available and ready for the next passenger. But if they turn the light red, they would turn the light red if there's a passenger in the car. So my friend decided to walk for 45 minutes to the nearest train station at night around 11 p.m. and prank these taxis by scaring them. So how did we prank on the taxi drivers? Wow, he's so conversational. Well, he would wave his hands out to oncoming taxi drivers with the green lights on, and when the taxi stopped beside him, he would look to the back of the seat, which usually had nobody, and he would yell at the taxi driver, "Dude, why did you put your green lights on when you already have a passenger? Are you stupid?"
That's evil, man. That's freaking evil.
And then he would act frustratedly. He would act frustrated and walk away. In the meantime, he would record the inside of the taxi as well as the driver's reaction, thinking that there's a ghost in the car, right? So he played this prank for around 4 drivers, and in the end, at around 1 a.m., he got a few good shots and scared reactions from the drivers, and he had enough of it. So he decided to end it there and wait for the next taxi to get a ride home. He waited for around 15 minutes, and surely it was a taxi coming his way. So he waved and the taxi stopped beside him. He opened the door at the back seat and told the address of this house to go back home. He was in a good mood. He was happy about the contents he got, and he was talking to the taxi driver asking how was his day, but the driver was silent. It was a quiet 15-minute ride home. As the taxi stopped, he paid the $10 fee with a $50 fee and waited for his change. Oh, he paid $10 with $50 and waited for his change. He just wanted to get the hell out of the car as soon as possible. After waiting for his change, he bolted out of the car and closed the door. As he watched the taxi drive away into the night, he was relieved. As he put change back into his wallet, he realized the change he got was Joss paper.
Holy. Ay, 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 ay.
I love it. This is so good.
That one is
This one is
karma lah.
This one's like
Yeah.
retribution. Eh?
Yeah, bro.
It's like you make fun of the ghost in the backseat of the taxi, but now the ghost drive you home. Oh,
Oh,
Ah, yeah, yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah.
this is legit, man. Legit stuff.
but
Don't know,
I
man.
mean, I don't know if these are actually true, because it's like
Yeah, lah. It sounds very fake. Eh. Like,
It
it sounds
sounds-
like written
sounds
like
very-
literature.
it sounds very plausible, you know.
Yeah. It sounds like it can come from Wattpad or something like that.
Basically, this one is like a forest story, right? So it's like
Oh.
you go to a forest
Oh
and then
no.
you see some weird shit. But okay, let's see. I mean, they always say, right, that the forests in Malaysia are kind of haunted, because it's like
Yeah,
You-
man.
got, like, some
do you know
ghosts.
what to do and what not to do in the forest?
I don't. I really
So
don't.
like they say, if you're hiking and
Uh-huh.
if you hear someone call your name, never
shit.
never look back or like
Oh, shit.
never respond.
Really.
Yeah.
What if
Really, man?
what if it's you? Like, what if I'm hiking with you and you're behind me and then like you fell down and you call my name? I can't look back. I can't look back at you.
No, I mean
No,
people.
you can recognize their voice, what?
Yeah, I'll call you like Zach. I won't call you Isaac because it's weird for me to call you Isaac because I've been calling
Wait,
you
don't
Zach
say
for
that,
so
say
many times, right?
I've been getting. I'm getting.
I don't know.
I'm getting shivers.
I don't know whether they call you or by your full name and then you like just don't respond to anything.
Yeah, they
I
call you
see,
Kai
I see.
Xuan. Kai
Oh, wait,
Xuan.
wait, wait.
Kai Xuan.
Yeah, that's
No.
the only thing
Oh,
I
no.
know in hiking.
I know
That-
one
I
thing is
see, I
that
see.
when we go out in like nature, right, like hiking or forest areas, right, like my parents always say don't make so much noise, like don't like keep laughing or keep shouting or whatever, because like
Really?
you disturb the spirits. I mean that's what old people say, lah, right?
I see.
You disturb.
I've actually never heard of any of these. I just know that like the only thing I know is that you cannot whistle in the forest because you might attract snakes or whatever. Yeah, but anyway, back to the story. So it's titled "I Saw Something in the Woods."
Bro. For real.
Forest story, crazy. Anyway, so he said, I lived in the city of Cebu, Sarawak. Oh, Sarawak.
Oh my goodness.
Before I became a city boy, quote unquote, backing up to around 15 years ago. When I was around 15 years old, I used to love a routine night jog at around 8 to 9 p.m. around my house. Cebu houses are very big and has large forestry areas around them too. Same goes for mine in that case. But there was this one night I was stuck with some homework that I could only finish around 10 p.m. and I was too bored out of my mind, so I decided to just go onto my routine jog. Well, as I mentioned, the area around houses are full of forests, which if there's something in the dark, you wouldn't be able to see that, and all you would be able to see were the glowing eyes of owls, wild cats, and even sometimes boars that are very dangerous. This particular night when I was jogging, I could suddenly hear branches cracking and breaking in the woods on my right. It sounded like someone was decided to run in the forest,
Bigfoot.
which I thought was kind of stupid. But as I glanced to the side, I didn't see anything. I can still hear the noises of branches cracking though, so I decided to just stand there and listen to look at what's happening. And in my head, I thought boars were running around, because you should either be human or a big-sized boar to make those branches crack so loudly. Please keep in mind that it was really dark, so it's really difficult to see. Seems that there's really someone in the woods, standing there as well. The silhouette of a woman, she just stood there. And then I yelled out, "Hello, who's there?" We were staring at each other for a couple of seconds after I yelled. And she suddenly responded saying, "I need your help, please help me." And she ran further into the woods. The way she spoke, it really worried me. She really sounded like someone in help. in need of help. So I chased her into the woods, thinking to help her out. I ran and kept asking her to stop, but she ran so fast into the woods, while I was tripping here and there trying to catch up. After 30 seconds chasing her in, I realized something. I was freaking lost. It was all dark around me and I could hear faint cries around me. Someone was asking for help, sending chills down my spine. I screamed, "Where are you?" repeatedly, but no avail. And then the cries around me got louder and closer. So loud even I myself started screaming for help because I was so terrified at the moment. It was then something hit me behind my head and I fainted. And I woke on the street where I started chasing the silhouette. I sat on the floor with a headache, all alone in the dizzy state that I was in. I saw the silhouette in the far distance and I heard she cried in a small voice, "Thanks for helping me." Then she ran into the woods and disappeared again. I looked at my watch. It was 11:45 p.m. I was so shocked I quickly ran home and explained everything to my mother, who was worried sick and also received a good amount of scolding. Soon enough, I found out from a friend of mine that a news about a girl who was drugged and dragged into the woods by two men. She struggled in her dizzy state and the boyfriend hit her in the back of her head with a rock and she was raped and murdered by them. It was a tragic story which had happened and her screams and struggles falls into deaf ears. Fortunately, from what I heard, those two guys were caught by some local gang members and were beaten up badly before taken into the custody of the police. Nowadays, I would sometimes jog around that time, trying to meet the girl, but she never appeared again. Maybe she just needed someone to hear her cries before she could move on.
Oh.
Ooh, yo.
Whoa, this one actually
I-
got me, man.
That one was kind of scary. But then it got me wondering, right, if he experienced the similar things that the girl experienced, did he get raped also?
No lah.
No lah.
No. Think about it. The way he said it, right? The way he said it was, he ran into the woods, and then he was dizzy, and then someone hit him in the back of the head, and then he woke up on the street.
I think it was
I don't
more
know,
so
man.
just like you say lah, like the guy said, like the girl wanted to see if someone would want to help her before she quote unquote moved on, right?
But you can never be too sure, man. Maybe the ghost just wanted to do to someone else what was done to her.
I mean, don't know.
But
No,
classic
but-
Asian parents though, scold you one.
Score, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like the
Yeah.
story was quite like, I mean, it was tragic what happened to the girl, right? But it was
Yeah.
sort of like the ending was sort of like, oh, the girl was like, "Thanks for helping me," and then she disappeared, and it was sort of like a, I wouldn't say sentimental, but it was like,
It's-
you know, like
It was quite. I mean, it was scary, right?
Mm.
I mean, cause the premise and everything.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think it's good cause like I think what you're trying to say is that at least the girl had a bookend to the story.
yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. This next one is also another foresty related thing. It's called the banana tree.
Bro,
And I don't know if you all know, but like, there's like a banana tree ghost one. You know?
Huh? For real?
Yeah. So like basically, I mean, I saw this on a Singaporean show, right, where the guy would go to a banana tree and then like he would summon a spirit, and then like they would do some hanky panky shit.
What? Never heard of it.
Yeah, like they would, like he would, the spirit would like kind of do it with him, if you know what I mean. You know, get it on.
Wow,
That you know.
that sounds like a silly American horror movie, man.
No, dude, it's a Singaporean one, you know.
Oh shit.
So I mean, like, if Singapore got then I think Malaysia banana tree also quite scary.
Gone case. Okay, let's hear it.
The banana tree. In Malaysia, we have tons of pantang larang, or so-called taboos,
Mm.
which is true because of the wonderful mix of culture that we have.
Mm.
One of it that I remembered was not to stay under banana trees. This was a famous cultural taboo in my part of state in Johor, Malaysia. There was this one night, me and my neighbors were bored and we had nothing to do. So first of all, we were in a rural village in Johor, so we usually spend time catching fish at riverside and catching bugs at night. So this day was the day that we decided to play hide and seek. around a big farm of banana trees. Oh my god.
Damn smart. Damn smart.
Banana. Okay. Let's just go on. There were 5 of us, so one of us would be the seeker, and the other 4 would hide. Fortunately, I was not the seeker after a random game of rock, paper, scissors. Fast forward to the story was that 4 of us decided to run in different directions and we got our own hiding spots. The seeker would then start counting down and started chasing us. So there I was hiding under a banana tree myself, and from far apart I could hear my friends running here and there. When the seeker caught a hider, the hider would become a seeker as well. And after reaching about 5 minutes into the game, I started hearing 3 of my friends being caught. So right now there were 4 seekers and only 1 hider, which was me. I sat under the tree, closing up my eyes and mouth, not making a single noise. It was then where I felt water dripping onto my head.
Shucks.
And at first I thought, whoa, is it raining? Then I opened my eyes, water droplets started to drop more and more on my head. And as I wiped it off my hair, I realized that it had a sticky feeling to it. And as I opened my eyes and looked up, I saw a woman with her mouth bloodied and wide open.
Oh.
The water I felt was a saliva dropping down from her mouth. I shouted like a crazy person and ran towards the footsteps of my friends. All the while when I was running, I could hear a low screeching voice behind my back. It was just a few seconds that I finally managed to catch up to my friends, and at first, they were laughing because they heard me panicking and asking them to run. But as they heard me panicking and asking them to run, they ran as well. Okay. Then we reached a nearby house near the farm, and when we knocked on the door to ask for help, an old woman opened and let us in. We sat down and told her what happened, and as my friends could also hear the screeching while we ran out of the place. The old lady made us some hot Milo, and she calmly told us about not playing at the banana farm ever again. I'm telling you, bananas. Anyway, somehow when we asked her what she knew about it, she just smiled and said, "It's late, do not worry about it."
Oh.
Before we left the place, she took out a small bottle which looked and smelled like oil, I guess, and she rubbed it on all 5 of our foreheads, and when we headed home. Sheesh.
Hey yo.
Bro, I think right, the old woman murder like girls and then like put them in the banana tree.
Exactly.
Don't worry.
Don't worry, it's so late. You should go home.
小弟弟小妹妹 don't worry.
Oh my god.
Bro,
That's freaking creepy, man.
that's creepy.
Yeah, man.
Wait, when you guys are recording this, right? Like, is your back against the wall?
My back is not
Yeah, my
against
back
the
is
No.
wall.
not against the wall too. And like,
No.
maybe.
No.
That's why I had to let some light in. I could draw my curtains because I'm freaking scared. But
Yeah, chill lah.
anyway,
But bro, that was creepy as heck, man. That was freaking creepy.
that was very creepy. That's why I mean banana trees, man. Don't mess around with banana trees. Freaking hell. You mess with any other tree in the garden, in the forest, everything. Don't mess with the banana tree. I'm serious.
What the hell? My goodness. Yeah, then
Yeah, man.
what At first, like when they heard like when the guy felt like water dripping, right? I thought when you look up you see like a giant bat or something, but then it was a freaking dead
Right.
body. Amazing.
I don't know, man. It's kind of creepy. Anyway, this one is about the Karak Highway. This next one, and if you've been in Malaysia long enough, or if you've been a Malaysian, you probably know the Karak Highway is kind of haunted.
Yeah,
you
man.
see like random cars.
I've never heard I
You'd
never
see
heard my
like-
parents tell me about Karak Highway.
Oh really? But I mean, it's a urban legend lah. It's not like a.
Oh really?
It's not like a. It's not an old legend. It's more of an urban legend. Yeah.
Okay.
Seasoned drivers around the area would tell you.
Okay.
I mean, this is just what one person has said. So I mean, this story is not on the Facebook page anymore. This story is on Wattpad, right?
Then how real will we be?
I mean, you never know. But it's a Malaysian story about car
I
highway.
guess there's only
So,
one way to find out. Road trip more?
Exactly. So the road trip. Oh. You wanna do ghost hunting
Kidding,
videos?
kidding. We should change. We should change our niche.
Our dish. Okay. But yeah, this one is titled Karak Highway. In parentheses, it says the family car broke down. Right? Okay. So I'll start. There was once a couple with a baby traveling on the highway at night. It was during the festive season, and they chose to travel during the ungodly hour to avoid massive traffic jams to reach home. Little did they know that the decision was about to change their lives forever. As it was late at night, the roads were quiet along the lonely and deserted stretch. It was at that time that the car broke down, finally giving way to the continuous jerks and weird noises for a while. The husband was surprised at the car, and as the car had been inspected and ensured to be in good condition prior to the travel, as the road was rather deserted at the hour and barely a passing vehicle could be spotted, and they were unable to get help. The husband then decided to get out of the car to check on the car instead of just waiting inside, as it was still a long way to dawn. He told the wife to stay inside the car with the child and to keep the doors locked at all times, and not to budge even if she heard sounds from the outside. He got down from the car and walked around to see whether he could find any petrol station or houses nearby. The wife patiently waited, but after what seemed like a long time, she started to worry for her husband's safety. The child was also crying, and that made her restless. At the same time, a car was passing by and it slowed down but sped off after passing her car. It was a police car, and she noticed, and the car stopped a few meters in front of her, and the police got out with a loudspeaker and shouted for her to get down slowly and walk towards them and not to look back. She was unsure of what to do, but she obeyed the orders of the policeman anyway and got down with her child. As she reached the police car, she turned back out of curiosity, and it was then when she saw the most horrifying sight. Her husband was headless on top of the car, and there was a creature which was feasting on him. The police hurried her into the car and sped away.
Yeah, this is the story that I know about.
Oh really?
Yeah, like
Creature.
every time back during high school, we will always want our teacher to tell us like horror story, cause like for fun lah. and then
Right.
yeah, this was the one. So like there was this rule, like you cannot
Mhm.
you can't pass this particular car, on Karak, at certain time one. I forgot what time. And then yeah, just hearing this story right really like makes me think back, like when I first heard the story I was like holy shit.
I honestly didn't see the ending coming.
No, man. Not gonna lie, seems a bit sus to me. I just don't find these kind of things believable lah. Not gonna lie.
Right.
But
Okay,
yeah.
but maybe you would believe this next one. It is about the Genting Highlands.
oh shucks.
Everyone know Genting Highlands?
Wait, the hotel? The good thing? What is it? Is it One More Hotel?
Yeah.
We
the
all know
hotel.
about that lah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll just go. Haslima, a housewife, had booked 2 rooms at the hotel for 2 days and 3 nights for 7 people. They spent the rest of the day at the arcade and the theme park. And then they had dinner, and Haslima and her Indonesian maid Nana had just given her baby son a bath and were playing with him at the living room. The 3-year-old boy was distracted and waved happily at something at the window of the living
Hansla.
room. But when Haslima turned to look at the living room window, she was totally dumbfounded and shocked to see a woman looking at them from the outside window on the 17th floor. Haslima's maid Nana also saw the nightmarish scene, and she was desperate, and she futilely waved her arm with the baby's feeding bottle to fend off the thing from the window. Haslima saw that the woman on the outside was actually floating in the air, and the woman had long black hair, and her complexion was very pale, practically white, as if someone with makeup on. The gusting wind and swirling fog and mist partially covered the terrifying scene on the outside. And Haslima's husband, by now, had seen the petrifying apparition, hurriedly grabbed the baby and his wife, whereas Haslima's old uncle quickly said the azan, at the same time trying to hold back Haslima's auntie. Frightened by the prayers or by the commotion, the ghostly woman slowly floated away. Haslima and her family members were so shocked that they left with the lights on that they huddled together the rest of the night together. Wow, the English is really very interesting. They checked out early next morning and vowed to never come back.
Whew.
Very nice.
Wow, we got a lot of interesting stories like Genting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
man.
mean,
Like you see
Dude.
you see one burned car by the side of the road, you're so scared already.
Yeah. Pretty crazy. Maybe we can do one more.
Yeah.
Let's see.
out of everything, I feel like the Genting one is the most, I wouldn't say realistic, but like, because I heard like because a lot of people like they lose money Genting, then they go to hotel and they just never come back, that kind of thing. Yeah. So I don't know whether it's like the one more hotel or it's like that particular hotel, but yeah, because Genting got a few hotels, right? Or is it just one? I never been to Genting very long already.
Yeah, got a few.
Yeah. So, don't know. Pick your Genting hotel wisely, I guess. Yeah, choose your hotel
hotels in
wisely.
Genting wisely. Yeah, don't go to the other ones. Okay. Let's see. This one is about Amber Court.
What's that?
So also another Genting one. Dude, I tell you,
Amber Court.
almost all the horror stories here are from Genting.
Amber Court
Like-
is the famous hotel where a lot of shit went down.
Let's hear it.
In the 70s, I think.
Once, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's called Genting Creeps! Amber Court. Very nice. Very
Yeah.
nice titles. That they
Very
have.
ambiguous. It can mean a lot of things.
Very ambiguous. Exactly. Okay, so I'll start. It was really cold and damp that afternoon. Actually, no. Let me get some water first. It was really cold and damp that afternoon. We stopped at the main entrance of Amber Court and gave second thoughts about entering the place. Thanks to Wayne, he suggested that we should all have at least a look since we've driven all the way here. As we entered the lobby, there was only one receptionist at the counter on his game console. The rest of the area was empty and hollow. All sundry shops were closed down. It was as if I had entered a building under renovation. The entire building was so vacant you could hear your echo traveling through the hallway. We asked to check in, and guess which floor were we given? The 14th floor. According to Chinese superstition, the number 14 signifies a bad omen. I requested the change to a lower level, but the receptionist insisted it can't be done, giving me reasons such as, that's just a policy. What's the point to tell me a policy without any reason at all? Bollocks. Clearly, there were hardly any guests in this apartment, or perhaps none at all. So the only policy I could see here is that he just couldn't be bothered. Perhaps it was his intention to get rid of us just by giving us the haunted room to suspect. Again, this is just the author speculating. But let's go on. Not intending to waste any more time, we took the keys off of him and entered the lift up to the 14th floor. It was quite a slow journey up. It gave me some time for my thoughts to wander about imagining if a ghost would stand before us when the doors opened. Of course, imaginations remained imaginations. Quiet and cold, we walked out of the lift and towards our room, and what a surprise, the door had padlocks on top of the keyhole. Strange. Wayne inserted the keys. It took him a while with a bit of struggle. In the midst of the struggle, out of nowhere, I suddenly heard a girl howl. A howl like a wolf. A howl like you have always heard in scary movies. It wasn't like someone getting raped yelling for help. It was what one can call the ideal howling of a female ghost. What is the ideal howling of a female ghost? I don't get it. But I'll go on. The howling lasted 5 seconds long, and I swear I was not hallucinating. At this point, because the way this story is framed sounded like scary movies, some of you may be laughing hard thinking, this poor girl is delusional, or she must be too tired, or it must be the sound of wind coming through. Well, I can assure you it's neither of those. When someone is put in a pin drop, silent and dangerous situation, they naturally have a heightened sense of awareness and alertness. To me, the sound was crystal clear. However, I couldn't recognize where it came from. So I looked around and everywhere, wondering where's the source of it. It was so weird. It didn't seem to come from above or below. All apartments were tightly shut and enclosed with no opening to outdoors for wind to come through. It was like a surround sound which went like ah, with a long echo following. As soon as it stopped, I turned around and asked the rest, guys, did you hear what I saw? Did you hear what I just heard? All three of them nodded. Right away, I felt as though my legs were crippling. Moments later, Wayne managed to open the door. I had no idea why we still wanted to check out the room after hearing noises. He pushed it open, and it opened slowly with creaky noises. And one of the boys said, "Oh my god, why is the fridge opened?" I triggered panic. It was nothing really, but this reaction to the open fridge caused panic in all of us. So Wayne shut the door, and all of us walked quickly to the lift and checked out. All without a doubt, we wanted to run, but the guys were pretending to stay cool and calm. When I returned the keys back to the receptionist, he did not question me at all. He obviously knows this place too well. It was barely 5 minutes, and we heard voices already, let alone staying for the night. I still remember that scream so clearly in my head. I never really believed in spirits and ghosts, despite hearing stories from families and having minor encounters myself. But this occasion gave me reassurance that they indeed exist, somewhere, somehow. And we drove away without looking back, telling ourselves to never step into Amber Court again, even if we got paid to go. That's when the saying goes, there's no such thing as free lunch. And ask anyone who knows about Genting Highlands and the place, and they would tell you the place is widely known for it, and it's not a myth. I wouldn't be surprised if famous ghost hunters would pick this location for their documentary.
Ons, bro. We know where we're going next. Check out the outdoor theme park and then stay at Amber Court. Thank you.
Wow.
Oh.
No, thank you.
I wouldn't
Yeah
stay.
I'm kidding, bro.
Maybe just like pick in.
Siao, bro.
I got goosebumps, man. I'm having goosebumps on my leg right now.
Oh, I cannot wait. It's too much
real,
to
man.
handle, man.
Too much to handle. I mean, it's not. It doesn't strike me as being too real. It just feels like it's too close
It
to
is
home. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Because like Genting and Karak are highways, like are places that you would go
Yeah.
or pass by. You know, like Karak is a highway that you have to get to go to certain states, and Genting is a place. I mean, you go
Chill.
there to like, have to have holidays and all that. So it's like, you can never be too sure, and it just hits close to home
True.
in that
It does.
sense. But yeah, I think with that, that's a good place to
Stop for today.
end off the stories, because I mean I'm getting goosebumps already, guys. I'm just saying, but yeah, hope you enjoyed. Happy Halloween. Hope this got you into the festive season. But yeah,
Yeah, why you so scared? I don't know how to end already, yeah?
I've been reading for
Okay,
40
but yeah,
minutes.
thank you guys so much for watching. As Isaac said, happy Halloween. Make sure you check out all our previous episodes on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Also follow us on Insta at everythunderthesun.pod, which stands for podcast. Recommend this to a friend who doesn't believe in spirits and ghosts, and see what they say.
Yeah,
But
you let them read,
yeah,
and then you see.
yeah.
Learn here.
So I guess that's it from us this week. See you all next week in another episode. Ciao.
Don't
Oh,
play
yeah.
around with banana trees.
No banana
man.
trees.
Those shit deadly.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye bye.
But yeah,
See you.
goodbye.